Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here. Tonight we're taking a look at the DC Multiverse Batman The Dark Knight Returns Jokerized Batman from McFarlane Toys. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks awesome, and that's largely a lot of personal preference. I mean, I guess any of this is, but I mean, you know, that purple right off the bat, just it's perfect. That nice, very deep, got a nice gloss to it. Just it's I guess a Joker purple, but it's just perfect. I have no negative things to say about that. And with this like bright neon green kind of splashed throughout for the belt, for the kind of Haas thrown everywhere here, the bottom of the cape, just they really pop. And then you get that face sculpt and the splash of red for the mouth, just really just kicks it in a high gear. I'm just a big fan of that. So color wise, just pretty much perfect. Sculpt wise, it's a beautiful figure. I mean, this is a great look. Like McFarlane generally does well. I think a lot of the figures tend to look kind of stiff in neutral pose. I don't think this one does. I think this one kind of has a natural presence, a kind of just heft to it, and it is a very thick representation of Batman. But yeah, it works really well. We got the kind of stubby ears up here, and yeah, just kind of stuff we expect from this version of Batman. But I really like the Jokerization of it, and when I saw the original version of this figure, I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Saw it in these colors, and I was like, okay, I gotta track one down eventually. And so I have, thanks to some family, and yeah, could not be happier with it. Like, this is a really just awesome looking figure. An interesting mix when it comes to accessories, so let's get right into it. So we get two pairs of hands here, which we don't see with a ton of McFarlane figures, but we are seeing them more and more. And that is a pair of fists and a pair of gripping hands. So both very nice. And those gripping hands are for gripping this kind of batarang on the rope, the grappling hook as it were. And this pretty much, it's pre-molded, no paint or anything like that, just very simple design. And yeah, kind of, I mean, you can do some stuff with it, I guess, but it's definitely limited. But it is there, and can get creative with it. From there, we do get a stand, but this is not our standard stand. We actually get this like purple and green, Batman symbol stand, which is very much unique, certainly from the DC Multiverse stuff that I have seen and experienced. So really cool, very welcome addition. Probably my favorite stand I've seen there. Then we get this stand. As you can see, there's some red X's there. The DC has the green background, and we get that like bright green coming back just like on the cape with more of those red X's. So pretty cool. And as you can see, there's a couple of notches here, and those are for the final accessories, which is these cards. And these are actually really nice. So we get our standard, character card that comes with all the DC Multiverse stuff, and kind of just looks like they threw some stuff onto an already existing picture of Batman, which I guess goes with the theme here. But then just a quick bio of Bruce Wayne, etc. So there's that. But then you get these playing cards, and these are actually really nice. I love the weight of these. These are nice, like heavy stock. So I got a 4 of clubs. See, they all have the DC Multiverse back. I got a Jack of spades. Get a 2 of hearts. And then a 4 of diamonds. So all really cool stuff. Really love the design of these, and again, just the feel of them. They kind of feel nice. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here is a bit of a mixed bag, as it tends to be with McFarlane, but we can do freestanding kicks, which is pretty awesome. Like, he's not leaning on the cape at all there, so that's fantastic. I love that. But going into the finer points of the articulation, we are in a dumbbell joint coming here from the neck into the head. We get some actually very decent up, and then we get some decent down. We get a little bit of tilt going on. We get rotation, of course, so that's very nice. We do have butterfly joints here, which aren't incredibly generous. They get more up and down than side to side, but still, definitely functional. So that's nice. We are hinge and swivel at the shoulders coming into a T. No bicep swivel, but we do have these single jointed elbows with these super heavy detents. Bring us to 90, and we do get rotation there, so that's effectively your bicep swivel. Then we get some swivel, hinge, swivel going on here for the hands. So you can pretty much bring those wherever you want. There's some good clearance there, as there tends to be with McFarlane stuff. And aesthetically doesn't look too bad here. So that's awesome. Then we get my favorite orientation for articulation, but just doesn't function right. So we get a ball joint and a ball joint, but we get nothing, like won't even get out of neutral. And back like slightly better. And I guess what bothers me about this is that there's this big gap here. If this was shifted forward, I feel like we'd probably get like something here on the crunch, but yeah, just nothing. A little bit of side to side, but not really much to speak of. So there's that. But then we get to the hips and really good range. Not full splits, but doesn't need to be. Like, that's definitely nice. Pretty good front kick too. Not only that, but you know, the entire assembly goes. So we get a thigh swivel here, but we also get a like traditional rotating one here, which is actually harder to engage because of that assembly. So there's that. Then we get double jointed legs, double jointed knees, bring us to there. And then finally for the feet, we're once again a swivel, hinge, swivel, and we get some rotation. There we go. So we get some rotation. We get some okay point, get some really nice forward, get some great rocker, and then finally we get our toe hinge. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other Batmen from NECA and Moth, with some other domestics, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns, Jokerized Batman from McFarlane Toys is that this is a really cool figure. Many of you who've been following me for a while know that, you know, I'm not the hugest fan of McFarlane's approach to figures with the articulation, certain just like design philosophies they have. However, I think this overcomes a lot of those, and when it comes to the articulation, I actually kind of feel the opposite of the way I did about the retro Doom Guy figure, where I feel like the head and torso are definitely missing a lot. However, the limbs are great here. And that figure, it was the torso and the head that were fantastic, and then everything else just kind of fell short. So very interesting how these things come about. But ultimately, I would definitely recommend this if this sort of like ridiculous concept definitely resonates with you. Obviously, the colors call to me. I think they did a fantastic job there. It's a great sculpt. Even the accessories are really nice here. So definitely a fan. This, you know, the McFarlane toys that I do have, I do really like. So yeah, this is gonna join them because this is just a cool figure. And unfortunately, it's not available anywhere at the moment because I'm reviewing this very late and is no longer at retail. This was a Target exclusive, I believe. And yeah, now it's kind of showing up to various places online. Prices actually aren't too bad from all I've seen. So I wish you the best of luck on the secondary market. And that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, hope to see you again because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, pardon me, then come on back. Let's talk some more toys. Let's escape the world for a while and just look at some really nice plastic. So really, at the end of the day, I just hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.